What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another exciting edition of This Week in Madden Show 212. It is time that you've been waiting for since last week. S. Gibbs is here to give his concession speech as man of the people, loser of the election last week. Gibbs, take it away.
I won.
Are you claiming?
Yeah.
You're claiming that that was a rigged election?
No, I won. The polls closed at the end of TWIM.
But the people in line were not allowed to vote?
There was no people in line.
There were people in virtual line. They were queued.
No, they weren't. You got votes the next day from YouTube. That's no.
No.
Yeah. Farls, you
Directly
lost.
after the show.
False agenda. False agenda.
So you're going to say, speaking of agendas, here's what's on the show agenda for tonight.
Speaking of false agendas.
We've got lots of good mailbag questions.
Yeah.
We've got the Madden Classic, little recap. We're going to talk about what we saw over the weekend. We've got a play concept sheet. We're going to talk about that. We also have some tips for field goals. We've got, let's see what else we've got here, Gibbs, because it's going to be a good show.
Could have anything, really, right?
Could be anything. Could really be anything. Raiders defensive tips, Colts bunch tight end plays. In the Brain Trust, I think we have one more video coming from Stack, but before Thanksgiving, you will get some more updates to your budget squad, more plays from the Denver's playbook, and I'm challenging S. Gibbs to. I don't even think he can beat the computer on all Madden difficulty with the two teams I select. I don't think he has what it takes.
I get to pick my playbook.
Now, if there's anybody,
what do you mean no?
You can't beat the computer.
That's false agenda.
Because you can't beat the computer. That's what I'm saying.
This is ridiculous.
Unless there's somebody in the chat, like a Serious Mo, who can play at 9 o'clock. Anybody else in the chat who's a big-time Xbox baller who wants to take on S. Gibbs,
I'll play anybody.
Then that's fine. But I really don't think he can beat the computer.
Find me your best player. Find me your best player. I'll play anybody. I don't care.
Let's find it.
I don't care.
Let's. So you will not concede the election.
There's nothing to concede. I won. Will you concede?
Who set up the vote?
I set the vote up.
Okay.
Yeah, and?
And now you're claiming it's false because at the end of the day,
I started it when TWIM went live.
Why did you end it?
No, it was agreed upon that the vote ends at the end of the game of the week on TWIM.
Yes, but people in the end of TWIM, people in the virtual queue still had time.
There's no such thing as a virtual queue.
Not everybody in our fan base. I mean, we might have fans in Romania. We might have fans in Australia. We might have fans globally. Probably not. I guess. But at least in the USA, Gibbs, not everyone has that luxury internet life that you grow on. Some people here grow up on farms. They have dirt beneath their fingernails, and when they have to keystroke it, the dirt prevents them from doing it expeditedly. They're unable to do it as fast as you might want them. So you setting up these arbitrary boundaries of voting times doesn't give the people time to duly elect their new man of the people, which, as we saw, once the queues spilled out, ZFarls was elected.
You were not man of the people. No, that's not how it works.
I fight for the people. I've said this before. I'll say it again.
That's not how it works.
Voting, that's how voting works.
No, it's...
You set up the poll, and then you lost, and now you're saying, I set up the poll, so I had to win.
Farls, I'm going to continue being man of the people because I won. Doesn't matter. Anything you say, it does not matter. I was man of the people. I was voted man of the people.
Shout out to my crew out there with dirt underneath their nails that were clawing. They stood in line all day to vote at the end of TWIM. They're busy watching the show. There was like the final debate. At the end of the show, when I sat there in the hot seat and I went for the victory, I might not have got it done, but I think people ultimately respected that. They respected me, and they decided to go to the polls and change that undecided vote to a vote for ZFarls. That's fine.
You have dirt under your fingernails?
Me?
Yeah.
No, but my people do, and I understand them.
You understand them? What do you know about understanding them? Were you out on the streets since 3rd grade delivering newspapers to your constituents? Like I was from 3rd grade all the way up until high school? Were you doing that rain, sleet, or snow? You can't ride a bike. Rain, sleet, or snow?
You can't ride a bike.
I can too ride a bike.
No, you can't. I've never seen you ride a bike ever.
You didn't know me when I was a kid. I rode bikes.
So you can't ride a bike now, but you
No, I can ride a bike. I ride a bike.
This guy can't ride a bike.
False gender. I can ride a bike.
Fact check.
This is like this.
Fact
This is
check.
like the time when you said that I make yogurt.
but you do
I don't
make
make yogurt.
And you don't ride a bike either.
I can ride a bike.
How could we know each other for 10 plus years and I've never seen you ride a bike? But you ride a bike?
How come you didn't tell me your real name for the first 3 years that I knew you?
Because I didn't know if I could trust you, and apparently I can't. You rig elections.
I don't rig elections. Do you know the
You
man
set
of the
it
people?
up.
The man of the people? I didn't know this dude's name for the first 3 years I knew him, right? Didn't know his real name.
Would you trust a guy like this? I didn't even met him. I didn't know if he was one of us. I didn't know if he had dirt between underneath his nails.
I did have dirt underneath my nails. I was a paper boy from 3rd grade until high school. Rain, sleet, or snow, Monday through Saturday. Paper had to be delivered to the doorstep by 5 p.m. You know how difficult that is on a 3rd grader? Think of those summers. You gotta leave your buddy's house on a Monday, on a Tuesday, on a Wednesday, on a...
Early?
You had to leave early if you were hanging out with your buddies because I had to get the paper route done. It took an hour. I had 30 constituents that I had to deliver the news to. That's what I was doing in 3rd grade.
Was
what
that
were you
news
doing?
also slanted? Did you tell them that you were the other people? Did you deliver them newspapers with false information? Next question. Next question. I was not at the Pittsburgh International Airport today. First question in the mailbag. This one is coming in from the Martian. He wants to know, is play art a good way to pick plays? So what he's asking is, he says in one of the 4-3 playbooks, the guys are closer to the line of scrimmage in his opinion, so I don't know which specific 4-3, but he's saying they line up and go to the other 4-3. See how like they shift on defense? I'm on defense, so like
Yeah.
see how like
I wouldn't pay attention to that.
I don't think you pay attention to that either.
No,
The
you
other
pay
question he was
attention.
asking is like in shotgun, you know how like sometimes
Yeah, I know.
like
Yeah.
the quarterback's closer to the line or
Right
like
here.
further away, like
Right there.
Yeah, is that,
that?
a way you should pick play art?
No,
Pick plays?
I think that's a good starting point. Like if you see something funny, what's our rule? If you see something weird, try it. Like go in and functionally test it and see. Do you see like the play art? How they're compressed more than when you go on the field? Is it actually factual?
Right.
I would not put a lot of weight into that. This is art.
Sometimes the slot receivers are.
Literally, it's like art. Like someone like made that formation, and like what could have happened potentially is like on this play, like on this one right here, they had the circles closer to each other.
So there's art, and then there's where they actually line up.
Right.
99% of the times it's the same, but you are looking for that one little weird instance where maybe you get some value out of
Right.
it.
Yeah.
Like if 88. Or say 11, like, is he going to get pressed because he's not on the line? Is 85 going to get pressed because he's a tight end, but he's not on the line? Like, there is some stuff to look at, but, it's not really anything to dig into. But I like your thinking.
Good question.
And the rule is, see a weird route, try it out.
Yep.
And try it out in practice. Don't try it out in the game.
Before we get going into the next question, I would just like to tell a story here. I won't use his name in this instance, but I will say that Farls, I met him freshman year in college.
Allegedly.
No, it's not allegedly. We met freshman year, first day.
I don't recall.
You do recall. It was
don't
first day. We were playing in a poker tournament. We made it to the final table of the entire campus.
I recall winning.
Yeah, that's how we met. You knocked me out of the final table.
One of many.
So anyways, he said some type of false gender comment, and from that day forward, I was like, this guy is a complete jerk. That's how I felt about this, because he was rude as I exited, as he knocked me out. He wasn't humble in knocking me out.
Cordial?
He said some type of comment when he knocked me out. So all of freshman year, I'd seen places, and I was just like, that guy's a jerk. He's not a very nice person. So that's just kind of how it was.
And you know what I said?
Oh, I don't know that guy. I didn't even know him.
Didn't even know him. So some guy's pointing at me because I'm the champ. I'm walking around with a belt.
You didn't have a belt.
I got a DVD player.
Shit, well, that wasn't a belt.
And the movie Maverick and the movie Rounders, and I traded them into Walmart for $55 gift card, which was a lot of money back then, gift cards.
Yeah. So anyways, fast forward to sophomore year of college, walking in the dorm room, I'm getting situated, I got my entire room set up, feeling good, get my Madden skills, I'm like, I'm gonna play so many games of Madden this year. All of a sudden I just hear this squeaking walking down the hallway. I hear like, it's this guy walking in with his Crocs. He's got his Crocs on.
False.
Walking in with
False.
Crocs.
False.
He had Crocs on.
Absolutely
and they're just
false.
squeaking
My
down
dad
the hall.
may have had Crocs on.
squeaking,
I did not have Crocs
on. Walking down. this guy had a water bottle and he had a key fob around his neck. His mom carrying a load of laundry for him while he's just got nothing in his hands, squeaking down the hallway in his Crocs. And then I see that he just kind of parks himself in the room diagonal to my room. And I'm just sitting there and I go, oh my God. I am literally going to live next to this kid. The one kid I didn't want to have to live next to.
And I was like this, oh, there's some jumps across the hall. I wonder what they're into. Meanwhile, I didn't know that they had it out for me because I had the belt.
So anyways, then we started talking to each other. We're like, okay, you play Madden? Okay, I play Madden. We started playing Madden with each other.
W.
That's not true.
Yeah, I beat you.
Let's talk about how we came together and we beat the number 15 player in the world with Timmy Carter. With Timmy Carter.
It's a later part of the story.
It is true. But anyways, we had to get to the end part, right?
Okay.
So then, junior year, we kind of became friends. We played Madden, did some stuff, hung out, whatever. This whole time I'm thinking, oh yeah, it's Zach. This is Zach. Like, oh, this is Zach, right? Oh yeah, and for 3 years, it's Zach. So then senior year, we decided to live together amongst our constituents, a group of people in an apartment. And moving day, senior year, walk into the apartment, and you know how they do in college and stuff. They put all your names up on the board and let you know who lives there. And I'm reading through the names on the door, and I see Steve, I see Ed, I see Pete, I see Brian, I see Jared, but I don't see a Zach. I'm like, what? Did Zach, like, I was asking everybody because he wasn't here yet. He was probably left his Crocs at home, had to go back and get them. And I'm just sitting there, I'm like, did Zach, is he not living with us? We got this other guy, XYZ, he's got this other guy who's living with us. And everyone's like, I don't know, yeah, no one told me that Zach's not living with us. Lo and behold, Zach wasn't his real name.
Okay, number one, false on the Crocs. They were not Crocs. I have never owned a pair of Crocs. I did borrow a pair of my brother's and never gave them back, Florida Gator Crocs. And very comfortable shoe, very comfortable shoe. In this specific thing, he's misremembering the situation. Number two, we did band together.
We did.
Madden was our common bond. That's what got over his loss. But he's so used to losing now that it doesn't even matter. You know, I had the belt. It doesn't matter.
A lot of Tecmo Bowl
Name
games.
thing, it's a fact. We played a lot of Tecmo. Next question, in the mailbag. Do it. This one is from Ducks. He wants to know, what's the best gun bunch tight end passing play? So what we're going to do here is flip sides and pick a couple plays so that we can switch it up because we do have it on the other screen. So we'll just hike it real fast.
Chuck it away.
And then we're going to look into the question of what is the best gun bunch tight end passing play? He said he's seen this in playbooks last year. He watched a lot of tournament players use this concept.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I know you really like the curl flat corner play.
Yep.
Is this what you would say is indeed the best play, or is there something that goes along with it?
This is a loaded question because I think there's a lot of best plays from this formation, but I think the one play for Madden 17 that makes this formation work, that makes it effective, is the curl flat corner.
So
and then
this
we'll
is
talk
in
about why.
The Colts playbook and the Browns playbook. This is where you'll find this and what makes it very popular. So let's dig into the setups.
Back the rock
up. We're gonna back the ball up. This is a play you go to and you need a lot of yards. Have you been using this formation a long time?
I've been using gun bunch tight end. This was one of the very first real formations I labbed back in Madden 09, Indianapolis Colts playbook. This was this play too was the play I used. But primarily what we're finding when we're looking at Madden 17 as a whole, it's really difficult to throw corner routes consistently against zone. And the reason for it is the zones do such a great job of dropping back and protecting them. And there's just more tools at your disposal. Over the top coverage, you got different types of zones, you got soft squats. There's so many more defensive options that you never had in yesteryear.
Right.
Where you just couldn't defend it, right? So now what you're going to notice specifically though, what makes this play in this formation so unique is show the play art.
Okay.
Look how deep that corner route is. That corner route, where's the ball? The ball's on the 35. That corner route is what? That's a 15-yard corner route. Most corner routes are roughly near about 10 yards. And it's also very unique here to take a look at how the angle of the actual corner itself. It's like standard. A lot of deep corners that are 15 yards downfield, they kind of have like a more vertical stem, which doesn't give you the angle to get the separation that you need. Like that's why corners are so effective, because you get the angle against the defender. So there's a lot of things that are unique about this route. So let's first show why it's great is because of how deep it is. It gets behind the zone defenses, and we'll show you the setup I like to use. So I like to max protect.
Okay, so LB.
This is also why conductor is so important. Let's count our hot routes here.
Okay.
Max protect does not count as a hot route, right? So you're going to go hot route X to a vertical or a fade. Then you're going to put Cooper on a drag. That's 2 hot routes. So now you're already maxed out, and then you need to do 1 more to Walford. So what ends up happening when you don't have...
What do we do with Walford?
In. Put them on in.
Okay.
When you don't have a conductor quarterback, you just made too many hot routes. Like, it's going to... 3 hot routes literally is going to take you, like... I think it's like 3 seconds per route. So it's going to take you 9 seconds to do that, whereas now it's only going to take you 6. So you're quicker. And speed matters, especially when you get in hot routes, because the defense is going to be able to set things up. What we're going to find is you want to throw a left trigger throw towards the sideline so that the deep safety can't like kind of collapse on the ball.
Gotcha.
But just give it time, like let it get downfield, and you'll see how it works. So
left trigger. Right there, or
wait a little longer
Okay.
from the clear past that. You're gonna feel like you're gonna get sacked,
Right.
Because the D-ends and whatnot will kind of put pressure on you. And he's also hold on. He's getting pressed. Like that's kind of a problem. Like
Okay.
it doesn't always happen in every instance, but there you go, beautiful.
Dot.
And so the important thing about the left trigger throw there is that if you do that again, don't left trigger throw. What you'll find is that the deep safety ends up, because you don't throw the ball so shallow. The deep safety can actually sometimes play the ball here if you don't left trigger. So no left trigger throw here.
Okay, so don't left trigger.
You'll just see like you'll throw it. Happens.
Sack lunch.
Happens.
Okay. How often do you go to this? Like, do you wait to go to this on certain situations, or
I like to come out and show, hey, you gotta defend that at all game.
Now, Goes Madden is saying that the PA all cross is very good.
Awesome.
Do you like this play?
Yeah, so there's a couple different ways. I always make sure to block the RB halfback. And then I'd probably fade. I like to fade A. And this is like a setup that actually like Young Kiv and all those guys used last year. The one wrinkle that I like to do is motion Crabtree out.
Yeah.
Don't let him like stall, so snap it. Because what ends up happening is he runs delayed, and then he gets to a tender area, use your catch, throw it to him. Left trigger, that's like Z spot.
Right. I threw it. Wait, I wanted
too
to
late.
bullet pass.
Yeah.
Obviously, yeah.
So PAL cross, run it again. PAL cross, block your halfback, fade Walford, motion Crabtree out, snap it before he sets, because you want him to like stutter in the backfield. Snap it, and then he runs, and it like you want to go to Y, but then that's not there. Then you got that throw.
Right.
Because he gets behind the defense doesn't go with him. But primarily on that play, you want to throw to Y. So like, go to PAL cross.
Okay. So that's the quick audible. So now you have routes that go left. So if they were to put a Mabel on the left side of the field, you could then potentially
Fade Walford.
go to
Crabtree.
something like this.
Yeah, motion Crabtree. And then what you got here is you watch, hit Y. Y gets really open downfield, like right there. Now you throw it to him. Yep, correct. That's the throw.
Dot.
That's the throw.
What else would you recommend from this
Quick
formation?
audible, right?
Like what's good at like what's this formation weak against? Like, is this a good formation for beating
Tough run.
cover two?
It's a tough
to
run.
run against?
It's a tough run. I think cover 2 man can kind of beat it. This play isn't as good against cover 2 man as it was, in my opinion. Specifically, like here's what I see. Like this right here, this route to B, I believed it might get pressed this year. I'm not sure, but it did. I don't think it got pressed last year. It doesn't get pressed here. But that throw right there, see how the defender stays inside?
Yeah.
That throw for the past 3 or 4 years was a consistent read against 2 man, and then off of that, you also had the tight end that you could rely on here to throw.
Right, as a corner.
But they just man-to-man plays it better.
Right.
So like even though he breaks in the corner there, like yeah, you got him open, but like the middle route in years past, they would have to defend the middle route and the corner, and now really against man-to-man, they only really have to defend the corner. So like I would feel pretty confident to defend it like this, like because I think Y gets pressed. I think. Go ahead. No, he doesn't. So but see how he doesn't get the separation?
Yeah.
That's the corner that doesn't get separation.
Yeah.
So that's some of the difference. One thing to note too, real quick, fade X again on this play.
Okay.
Motion Coop, no, go back. Yep, fade X. Motion Cooper to the left. This is a quick pass. It's kind of, once he gets set out left, snap it. So he snap and B. That's a money route all day. All day.
Good 5 yard play.
The zone guys, watch. The zones, like this guy should be going out there, in theory, but he stays inside. See? And then you can dot him.
Carve it up.
Yep.
I like that. So that's a little breakdown of the gun bunch tight end. I know we've gone over it, but it just adds a little bit more to your arsenal, and then it gets you thinking about ways to beat zone more deep downfield. It's tough to beat man. It's tough to beat to run the ball from.
If you want to see more of it, go like those plays like what we just broke down. Then go watch Young Kiv from last year. Go watch literally go watch the archives of the Madden 16 Championship. A lot of those guys ran the gun bunch tight end, and you'll be able to see exactly the plays and setups they did. That would be my literal tip.
Colts,
to you.
Browns.
The tip to you would literally go pull up those archives, watch those games, and you're going to really learn how you can run the gun bunch tight end effectively.
Concepts will carry over. Guys, remember, if you have mailbag questions, this is what we're going to talk about on the left part of the screen here, but we'll also be breaking your questions down right now. And
what?
My shirt makes it look like I'm wearing a bib. But it's not a shirt, it's just the shoulders. But yes.
ZFarls eating lobster?
Classic.
Lobster?
Classic. All right. Next one up. This one's from Big Slow 17.
Of course it is.
Gibbs. He wants to know, what's the best defense that you saw in the Madden Classic? What was the best defense you saw over the weekend? What were most people doing? Who impressed you? Pretty much those type of things.
Sure, let's switch sides
Switch it over and we'll go back over that question here.
Oh boy. Oh, baptized. Get it. Pick it up.
Not a dot. All right, so we'll dig in. The best defense in the Madden Classic. We had the qualification games over the weekend. Group stages went down, and now players are heading to the live finals in California. People pretty excited, but there was some really good performances. Some players, had unlucky. Some guys didn't play their best games, but a lot of people showed up in the biggest moments when it mattered. I thought defense won out more so than offense.
Oh yeah.
Last year I felt like, Spot Me Please showed up and everyone's like, yo, this guy's offense is insane. But this year, the story I heard was more defense.
Yep.
And I don't know if you felt that way or
in
what
general,
impressed you.
in general, what I'm really impressed by is how people are running cover 2. And, I think for a very long time in the Madden community, cover 2 has been like the the defense that everyone kind of would make fun of.
Right.
Sort of, right? Like, cover 2, you can't cover 2, man. You can't. Yeah, cover 2 is, you don't run cover 2. But more and more, as this game becomes more authentic, we're finding that cover 2 is cover 2 is the D, kind of, right? I would say the single most impressive defense that I saw all weekend long, I saw 3 of them, but the one I want to highlight right here first comes from, I think he could have done it from nickel normal, but the example here is nickel 245 even. From what I saw was from Jet. Sonic Boom. Now, out of full transparency, I don't want to explain what he did step for step because that's what he's running, but I want to kind of just show you what it looked like, right? So it was a cover 2 play, so you could really be any cover 2, nickel blitz 2, but you could really do it from any cover 2. But the base idea, when we tell you to blitz, one thing we've always talked about was you want to have guys up right at the line of scrimmage. Now, what was a couple of years ago where we had the idea and the theory where when the dime flat pressure we found, right? It was you kind of want to be further away, where this right slot guy is, right?
Right.
You want to be a little further away.
Because the further away as a blitzer is from the line, the less attention they're going to pay to him, and you could kind of pretend. It's a little more delayed, obviously, but it's still good.
So if we rewind the clock and we go back to yesteryear of Madden tips or the way people blitzed, if you're new to Madden, this might sound a little more It might sound crazy, but we used to blitz like this. You'd have an outside corner, or you'd have an outside linebacker, and they'd be on the hip of the D end, right? That's how we blitzed, and believe it or not, you were able to get edge pressure clean from either side, and it was hot pressure. It was hot fire, right? But now what we see, that actually came in, of course it did. But now what we're seeing is that the closer you put guys to line of scrimmage, the offensive line works smarter as a unit. There's more tools to help you pick up those pressures, and so it now becomes something that you can't do as consistent. So the one thing that I saw outside of Problem, who his defense was amazing, what I'm seeing is people are blitzing more from depth. So that's really the tip I would like to give to you guys is blitz from depth. That can mean don't try and get a pressure A gap. Don't try and get these B gap things, right? You have the nano detection system in there. But what I'm seeing is blitzing from depth and doing it from a cover 2. And specifically what I saw was something that looked a lot like this. You know, you have different setups, but the pressure comes from this left slot here, Hayden, and there's a lot of people that do what you could call camping, or you call, you know, spying on an offensive lineman, hanging around, drawing the attention of the offensive lineman.
I call it holding.
Holding, correct. A lot of different names, but in this instance, you hang right here, hold the weak side of the line. We're going to rush a couple of defenders, and as you can see, the passive pressure, it eventually gets there,
right.
But then you make defensive adjustments on an every down basis to then cause problems for your opponent. And that's really what I'm seeing. So in that play right there, you saw I brought pressure off that left edge. Where this now becomes a mind game with your opponent is like, what if you do something like this? This time, you don't know where I am. You don't know what I'm bringing. Is it left? Is it right? I'm rolling pressure. Pressure comes off the edge, and now you're rolled. I push a defender in, and that's where problems can become. And that's really my big takeaway was the blitzing from depth, using cover 2. So in this instance right here, cover 2. And another thing I saw a lot of was this, taking these slots out of cover 2 and then manning up weak side defenders.
We talked about this in the show tweet, like when we put it out there, we said this was the adjustment. To me, and I've seen it a little bit before the Classic, but in general, like this tournament, the number one thing I've seen that I didn't even know that you could do it anymore or would want to do it anymore, we used to do this. We used to man dudes up everywhere.
Right.
We'd man up the tight end with a D end. We'd man up. But the manning up of the cross slots,
that's the staple.
Why are people doing this? And then why
here's why.
It's the most important adjustment I've seen made on defense since 17 came out.
Here's why. Run double drags to Norwood and Green.
Okay.
The man-to-man defenders don't get beat as bad when you run a drag to these guys. This is step 1. See how they pick each other up? So because that's number 1. So that kind of locks down a drag. Now let me go and show you the other thing that of why you're manning guys up from across the field.
So should you only do that if you think people are running drags, or it's still pretty good a chunk of the time? Like if I
go to gun bunch, I need to go to gun bunch
okay.
and go to Z spot. Flip it.
Z spot.
Z spot, not Z spot dig.
Z spot. Z spot. There it is.
Okay. So what I'm seeing in this instance is the following, right? So say you are sending your passive pressure, right? This is what I'm seeing from people do. So here's your play, it's set up, right? Then I'm seeing this happening. I'm seeing they're manning up B, and then they'd man up who they think the drag is A. And then they'd have 2 extra defenders, maybe something like, okay, I'm going to put a buzz over there to take that away, hard flat, and then I use it here. The man up, you're going to see that the D end that's man up on the drag A, or drag, I should man up, drag X actually, reset your play, and drag X, yeah, so that now, what you're going to see here is the drag will be defended pretty well against the backside right there. See how he gets in front of it? And then look at the trail defender on the Z spot route.
Yeah.
So that's why you're seeing it. These defenders are trailing, and they're like getting it out in front of the most popular routes. So let me show you that again, right? Like if I were to just play man-to-man on the outside with Sanders on the outside, now run the play. If I were to just play straight man-to-man, see how he gets beat right there? He comes back and makes the play. But what you really want, because people are throwing left trigger throws and they're cutting the ball off, you really want a defender that kind of literally is out of position. You want like the defender to play really poorly, and then you want to identify where's the drag coming from, and then on the opposite side of the field, man him up, because the defender will he's out in front of the drag, so he doesn't get beat. So take a look at this. Watch. Let's look at the drag first on that last play. So let's take a look at this defender here. When you look at the drag, see how he's like anticipating? He's like, okay, he's coming. I know he's coming.
Right.
And then see how he's that much in front of him? And then when he gets there, okay, well, you're gonna throw a drag now?
You're not gonna gain. It's too late. Once a drag crosses like
midfield, basically.
Halfway between the hash and the 40. Like once he gets there, you can't. First of all, a trailing defender can cut it off. Secondly, you can't really rack it as well, and it's harder to get the throw there, and you just don't gain as many yards.
So now watch this. Now drag X again.
Yeah.
Now let's just say the difference.
Because he's right in front of him.
Right in front of him.
So I would never want to throw a drag after.
Look at the difference.
Yeah, that's ideal.
That's why. You see the difference?
Yeah.
You're talking 6 to 7 yards of separation. And what else I'm finding is that, in general, that manned up is good because most people are at some point are going to throw a post.
And are people clicking on to man up the guys, or they're doing it from far away?
They're doing it on one guy like this. Watch, they would go like this.
So they stay on Bates. So that's the adjustment that they're making that is huge, and they're not even having to click off their own guy. They're just kind of getting everything set up.
Right.
Wow. And yeah, there's the drag.
See how he
waiting
defends it?
for him.
And then
You don't really want to throw it
B.
anymore.
You can't throw B.
Right.
Right.
And you could, but that's just. I mean, that's.
Got it.
You're not gonna make a living doing that.
Right.
You know.
But I think primarily what you need to do with this defense, this isn't a set it up and you're gonna win every game forever. You need to know specifically for example, if you were to come out in that I'm just trying to think of another formation. Come out in gun wide trips open.
Okay.
And so when I see this formation, I'm worried about two plays primarily. Well, I'm worried about wide receiver fork, and then I'm worried about PA wide receiver in.
Right.
So knowing that, I would have to go in. I'd grab my defense. Let me just go grab this. Go to cover 2. Right. I'd grab my defense and I'd go, okay. I know that the far left post causes problems for me, so I'm gonna man him up with X, right? And then I also know that I need to take away the corner in the flat on the left, so I would probably do something like that. I'd probably go that could be the adjustment. I would just man up one guy, which is that post. So he's the post there, and if you go to play action wide receiver in,
yep.
You're gonna find that that post still goes to where you need to be.
Right.
So you need to beforehand to make this work. You need to identify the plays how you need to set up. Go to PA wide receiver in now. Let me show me the play out. See how the same post is there, right? So, in general, this would be the setup against this formation. You'd go, okay, I'm gonna buzz in a flat on one side. I'm gonna man up that post, and then I'm gonna just get real adjusting and usury everywhere else. He's in position to make a play.
Right. I caught it, but it's fine.
Right.
I don't want to throw that. So. Right, and then I have to somehow come up with a counter like this. And
right,
then,
that could be a good counter.
And then you're still manning up dudes though on the right side of the screen. But yeah, maybe X. X is going to be wasted here. But that's fine. I don't think this is going to get open. That's maybe that. But I've seen the safety crash in, so very difficult there to beat those manned up things. You don't want to run. You don't want to run to them. You want to stay away from them to make that adjustment not valuable.
So just what I would say as we head into the Madden Classic, we are 2 weeks away.
Yeah.
I'm really excited. It's 3 weeks away. I don't know, but December 1st through December 3rd, the live finals of the Madden Classic will be happening. I'm really excited about it. I just want, as a community, that one way we grow is we communicate the information that you're seeing and help other people learn it and understand it. So that's where we're coming in. We're saying, these are the things to look out for. These are the things that you're going to see. And one way to help other people kind of get into this and love the game as much as we love it is to help them understand it and not have it be things like, oh, he's running this glitch, he's running this thing. We want to rally people and have people think this is it's all the reasons we love the game.
I mean, here's what's amazing, right? Is to me, it was Saturday night, 11 o'clock. I came back out to sit on my couch with a computer and watch Problem play a game.
I was so excited.
With 2,000 people watching. If he wins, he wins. If he loses, he goes home. Now, not everybody knows Problem. but many people do. But like, if you just watch sports on ESPN and you follow the Madden Twitter, like Problem was destined to go to like Madden Classic Live Finals. He's been in all the big events. He's one of the players that people know, right? Well, he's playing against Evil O. And Evil O, maybe people didn't know his name, but I've seen that guy at tournaments since Madden 07, earlier.
Yeah.
He hangs out with Lights Out. He hangs out with Little Man. He hangs out with Brusque. He hangs out with some of the top competitive players. Problem had already played 2 games. He had already played 2 games. There was a gap. If you don't think those 2 guys knew exactly what the other person was going to do and weren't super hyped, and if you don't think Evil O, who went for it on 4th down when he could have kicked the field goal for the win, wasn't like, I've got Problem on the ropes, I got to take my shot right now, and if you don't think Problem was like, dude, if I lose this, I'm still the greatest, but like, I want to go to Burbank. There's a lot of money. I got a lot of people watching. I'm good. Plus, he put in the work, and he locked up, and like, it was crazy. It was crazy, and like, you know, I'm staring at a computer on my couch, and I'm like, what am I doing? But then I'm like, I couldn't even, after the game, I was just like,
yeah, I know.
Like, the next day, I was like, did he went for it? Because I'm like, how did Problem win that game? He just eked it out. I'm just like, how?
Here's how you know it's good is like, the next day, and like for the next 2 days, I was talking about, I can't believe that Evil O went for it against Problem. I can't believe Problem got 2 4th down stops when he needed to for the bread. I was talking about it like it was like an NFL game, which I was like, oh wow, no, this is actually an esport. It was like,
when I saw the Saints Broncos extra point last week, I saw it later.
I was like, Lights Out, no.
Like they showed the thing, and I was like, that's as nutty as the ending of the other game. Like it's the crazy game. Like it was nuts. I can't believe he went for it.
Diabolical.
But I like it. I mean, maybe thought he had a play. Maybe thought he had tight end angle. Problem ran the wham a couple times. No big deal. No big deal.
Problem ran the wham.
Great run. All right. Next mailbag question. This one is from Mr. Young B. Gibbs, he wants to know, the Raiders 4-3 defensive book. Do you have any tips? And let me dig up his question a little bit. Guys, we've gone over the Browns defensive playbook a couple times, and we've showed you how to use that playbook, but the Raiders is kind of different from that. So, Gibbs, any 4-3 playbook from the Raiders here, especially run defense, but also other.
Sure. So let's start with run defense, and then we'll go to a pass defense. So 4-3 under, by default, in general, any cover 4 is your safe run defensive zone, and we'll show you why. So in Madden 17 this year, we have this new system, and it's called run fits. And if you hold the right stick to the right or to the left, you can see all your defenders, and these guys are not blitzing. This is literally the gap or the area they're supposed to go and fill the snap of the ball if it's a run right. So if it's a run right, this defender right here, no matter where I move him, his assignment is to go right here and eat this lane up. Because that's what football is. Football is about gaps, and it's about assignments. And if everybody on the defense, in theory, does their job and fills all the appropriate lanes, you can see this is what it would actually look like. So you can see the one weakness of this defense is this outside area right here. There's no defender that is accounting for this far left part of the field. So that's where the offense, in theory, would want to attack, because if the defenders...
Right, where's your left run fit if you check it to the left? So that guy has to get all the way over there.
So now he's in a problem.
And that's bad, because if I then go left, he does try and scoot out there.
He got over there.
But if I get the blocks I need, we're looking
That's Malcolm Smith, so that was good. But, so cover 4, the reason why it's effective is take a look at the deep safeties. See how they are in run fits. They are attacking the line of scrimmage against the run. Now, if I were to go to a cover 2 man, right? I'm in cover 2 man. Look at the safeties. They are no longer in run fit. So what that means is they are now in pass coverage by default. So at the snap of the ball, they're not aggressively playing the run. They drift away. See how they're drifting away?
They gotta wait, think about it.
That extra second is a huge thing for your defense. Now take a look. Now we're on the ball this time. At the snap of the ball, you can see those safeties. They don't drift. They sit, wait, and they attack. So that's why cover 4 is a defense that you want to use to play the run. Now cover 2 can also be a very good defense to play the run, because you can see your outside corners opposed to your deep safeties play the run. So what we see a lot of people do is this. They play cover 2 and they bring the corners in. But yes, that's going to leave you open down the sideline. But this is what we're seeing a lot of the better players do, is they prevent you from getting outside, basically. So that's why cover 4, from like any formation, is going to be a very effective run defense. Now, a blitzing tip. Let's go out and call another play from 4-3.
Right, and so once again, this is the Raiders. It's a 4-3 defensive playbook. We've given you the Browns. We've given you lots of good plays, but that was good run defense, and now we're going to get into some blitzes and some passing defense. You want to have a defense that you feel confident in. We'll stop in the run on first down, that cover 4. Blitzing on 3rd and long, and then kind of like a regular, like more coverage passing style defense. So,
yep.
Gibbs, what is that in that Raiders playbook?
So if you take a look 4-3 under, and this is a blitz I've been seeing a lot of people run, it's if you just go look like a cover 2, it's really any play, so it doesn't really matter. So it's any play. We were actually just in the cover 4 from 4-3 under, but it's actually a really cool blitz. It's really overpowering. So what you do is you shift your line to the left, and then you crash your line to the left, and then it takes some manual movement. You have to take the outside linebacker, manually swing them off the left edge. And that's it. You can tinker with it, but that's the blitz, snap of the ball.
But blitzing's hard. Blitzing takes a lot of setups. It's complicated.
That's
as
clean.
easy as it gets.
That's clean. And it takes some movement, but you can keep him pretty flush here, and he gets in. You can see, because you see how the weak side tackle plays no man's land.
Right.
So
do that one more time in slow, just slow. So 4-3 under.
Base of line, which is coverage audible.
Yep.
And on the right stick, left bumper, and left in the D-pad to shift the D-line to the left. Left bumper, right stick to the left, that crashes the line to the left. Manually click onto this outside left linebacker on the left side of the screen.
Yep.
Manually drag him over to the left side of the screen.
Yep.
You probably want him about 1 yard to 2 yards away from the D-end, like right where he is here.
Yep.
And then RB, right stick to the left. That's going to manually blitz the outside left linebacker.
Yeah, don't push A and then right stick down. Use RB and then right stick to the left.
Right. And then you want to user this middle linebacker. In the
kind of watch the middle, kind of watch that slot. If the halfback goes to the left, a couple different ways you can do that there, but you get the pressure picked up there.
It's good pressure.
And you got to throw the ball away. So that is a blitz. And now, Gibbs, the Raiders playbook specifically has the 4-4, and the 4-4 has been giving me fits, and it's the 4-4 split, the cover 2 invert. Like, people are running this like an every down defense. Great run defense, but also just as an every down defense. If you were going to run this as an every down defense, like, why can't you just check it? Like, what's your weakness in this defense?
Let's see, cover 2 invert.
Like, people are running this in their cover.
You play defense, I'll show you.
Yeah.
Play defense.
So, I mean, I don't feel necessarily like safe enough just coming out in this every time, but if you had the right personnel, you could run this cover 2 invert quite a bit and feel pretty good about it. You see the outside guys are in deep zones, you know? So it gets a lot of guys up near the line. You see both defenders on the force and contain for the run game.
You're gonna play with it? You're gonna use her here? Okay.
Yeah.
So when you're not ready for posts, multiple posts, I find that the Denver Broncos book is really good. You're going to Z-spot route on the left here. So what I find is that you can really attack this part of the field with Z-spots. But what you need to do is you need to make them draw away to the RB route, and then that opens up right there.
Right.
Like, you need to get their attention deep, and it's always a vertical streak, because here's why. I want you now this time to cheat on the green route. Like, I just want you to cheat on it with your user defender.
Okay.
So I'm going to motion him out. You think maybe the corner's coming. I put him out there, and you can cheat on the X route, and then bang, you can get inside there.
Gotcha.
Now, it's a combination of things. It's a combination of things, right? So I think it's the threat of having multiple things going on. So, like, take it for example like this, right? So this is why I love Gun Punch so much, and this is why I love the Broncos so much. So come out in 4-4 cover to invert. Okay. So right here. So this play, you're going to struggle really greatly defending against this play from the cover 2 invert, because you don't have a flat zone that can get over there.
Right.
There's no like by default. It's no quick, easy way to like take it away instantly.
Right.
So one of the first things
if I see you motion that guy, I gotta then take this guy, like sling him out here, and then the run game gets messed up. Right. And so that's like how you would have to do it to defend that. So it's annoying.
There's certain things you need to do to attack it to then show its glaring weaknesses. The first thing is, I always think these sideline routes are the areas you want to stress it, because by default, there's no cover 2 flat out on the outside to take something away. So then you start paying attention to that. Well, you can't defend everything when you start doing that, right? So, you know, that's the instance right here. Now you go over there, you go here, I got the B post now, I go to try and take it away. There's just a lot of things you can do, and I want to show you another way that really attacks it here. Let me go to right here. This play is so good against it. It's really good against it. You need time in the pocket, which is, you know, that's the rub against everything, is it not? So there's a lot of different areas you can attack it. With a faster guy there, you can win that matchup. But you're going to see in the middle of the field, the vertical does a great job of pulling that defender away. If you get time in the pocket, you can deliver the ball to X as he comes across here.
Right.
So there's a lot you can do from that. Wide receiver fork is a good play. I think you need to not panic if there's so many defenders like directly in the box.
Right.
And the other weakness of it is when someone starts, if they want to try and bring pressure from it, opposed to just plain coverage out of it, it then starts pulling even more holes from it. Like it starts causing more problems.
The last thing in the Raiders book is more of like an all-out pass coverage. Would you go to, you know, would you do the nickel 2-4-5? So this is one quick thing I can do, and then I'll have Gibbs give us his favorite piece. But the 2-4-5 even, what you want to do is you come out in the match, cover 3 match, and then if they're in a spread set, what you do is you leave it. And then if they're in a bunch set, what you do is you audible to Mabel. So the match is going to, the seam flats are going to run with A and Y. They're going to turn into man coverage potentially, and you should feel pretty good about your defense against a balanced set. Now, if they go to a gun bunch style set, you'll see that I have the Mabel, so I just press X, go down to cover 3 Mabel. And whatever side the bunch is on, or whatever side like more of like a trio or a trips formation is, the defense will flip automatically, and then
it will if they're not, as long as they don't audible.
Yeah. So you'll then have Mabel. What you can do is either use this guy and go to the corner if there is a corner, but if there's not a corner, you can just stay across. The only thing you'd have to look out for is like routes coming across the middle, but you're going to shut down everything to the right from the bunch. You can use this hook zone, or you could drop this guy maybe on here if you think it's going to be a Z-spot route on the other side. But
I don't like that as a man. I like
you like the further guy.
Yeah, man him up. Gotcha. Man, I mean, that's what I'm seeing everybody do.
Yeah. So this Mabel, so you switch between the match and the Mabel, and that's probably the best pass defense against like casual people just not running anything specific, just kind of getting out there.
Right.
Any other do you have any other just pass defenses we're going to drop people that you like from the Raiders?
I think a great defense, and I want to see more people do it. Go to Big Dime 236. Big Dime 236, I love it because the cover 2 audible has a soft squat. So come out in buck slant, you'll see it. Or strong slant, don't care, however you get to it.
So it's this one right
there.
Here, the buck slant 3.
Sure, call it whatever. Yeah. So what's the name of the game this year, right? Corner strike.
Corner strike, great play.
Corner strike is somewhat basically this, like, I would call it the closest thing you can find to America's offense, right? At the highest levels. Because it's a very simple way to run effectively against any defense you face. So what I've noticed is, like, you can actually defend it playing like Mabel. So quick audible left. Quick audible left.
Okay.
And so you can defend it Mabel-wise. So it would look like this. Place the hook curl on the right into a flat. Place the outside blitzing linebacker into a flat. Yeah, Irvin. Place him into a flat, and then put the deep safety there into a buzz. You don't want him in a seam flat. You want him in a buzz. So now you use her with McGill.
Subtle change between seam flat and curl flat. You need the curl flat.
You use her McGill on the hook over the middle. So you can defend it like this, but then what ends up happening is you're so weak over the middle and your pass rush is so weak that you just end up getting dotted. Like,
later, yeah.
There's other ways that you just get
stopped.
You just get dotted. You really do. Over the course of a game, like, I think cover 3 style Mabel on both sides, you can catch somebody and make them make a mistake. But my better alternative I'd like to see as an all-out coverage. We're going to shout out to all my guys in the chat that remember this play. Type 1 if you remember cover 2 hawk. Here's what I want you to do. Audible to cover 2.
Okay.
You always got to make sure that it has hard flats. Got to have hard flats. So give me hard flats.
So Y down on the right stick. The soft squats on the outside, they change to hard flat.
So that means that they will play the flat. They will jump down
No matter
and play
what.
flat. So now I want you to place the outside hooks. I want you to place them in buzz zones.
Okay, outside hooks in buzz zones.
Yep.
These guys?
The outside hooks.
Gotcha.
Now I want you to crash your line down.
Okay.
Or you crash it out. It doesn't really matter. Now I want you to drop all linebackers in the hooks.
RB right stick up.
Now I want you to blitz the middle linebacker. And you user him. So now you got 3 guys blitzing, but you're usering him. And now look, we're going to have 3 hooks over the middle. We've got 2 buzzes. So this defends corner strike to the umpteenth degree. It will also give you 3 defenders over the short middle. Now, you said you wanted all coverage.
Yeah.
I'm giving you all out coverage.
Am I gonna man up?
No.
Okay.
You're still rushing 2 guys.
You're saying you're not gonna get much pressure.
This you're not going to generate much.
Cool, Mac. You never know.
You're right. You're not going to generate a lot of pressure with this. But the idea, guys, is that you can defend corner strike with this. So look, I motion here. I can't throw that. I go to the right. Where am I going? You're locked. Corner strike is locked. That setup, any cover 2 in the game, cover 2 or corner strike will be locked. That is the foundation, I think, in my opinion. That is so far what I've seen probably is the best all-out zone coverage defense you can operate with.
Yes.
Hard flats, 2 buzzes, drop the linebackers, crash them out, and use their blitzing middle linebacker.
I like it.
It's not bad.
Good defense.
Not bad.
Good defense. All right, so that is some option from Raiders. That gives you run defense. That gives you pass defense. That gives you a blitz. It's a great playbook. If you prefer the 3-4, you can check the Browns. But those are really good ways to play defense if you like a 4-3 in Madden 17. Hopefully that helps you guys. Make sure to give it a follow if you like that right there. Gibbs flying it in. Not that hard of a setup, Muni. Really not that bad of a setup.
Let me see it real quick. Hold on. Let me see. Let me just test it. So cover 2. You're in cover 2. You are going to cover out, double down, right? Then from here, you're going to go Y, LB, buzz, YY, RB, buzz. Linebackers, RB, up.
Yeah, it's pretty...
Crash out. Like, you don't even have to click on anybody. You have to memorize your buttons, which we're not saying it's hard. We're not saying it's easy. In terms of...
You want flashcards? You want to be great? You got flashcards?
Right. So what I'm saying, in terms of like a complicated setup, like, dude, there's been setups over the years that was like, okay, grab this guy. You need to get him 7 yards out here. You need to take this guy, swing him over here from 155, get him over there. Like, this is, for all intents and purposes, this is a pretty, like, it's not that labor intensive. You stay on one guy. Let me show you again. You stay on one guy. This is why the 2-3-6 is good, because you're this corner and then this guy are both cornerbacks.
Right.
One's a safety, so that you get the YY command for both of them. So when you come out of the play, my actual suggestion for it would be this. You come out, cover 2. I'd first go hard flat. I would then linebacker up my guys, because then I have just a lot of coverage, even if I don't get my other guys in.
Yeah.
And then I would crash out. And then the last thing I would worry about is the buzzes, because the buzzes will be nice to have, but
just one side.
Correct, one side. But that's the setup. Like, let me see how quickly I can get it in. So get ready to time me. So I'm gonna go.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Done.
5. So 5.
5 seconds.
And then so for the rest of America, the people that don't have golden fingers. People with dirt under their fingernails takes them a little longer to do setups. You could do it in 7-8 seconds.
But also remember, you
might click on and do the crow flats that way.
You get 7 seconds on every play to get adjustments in before your opponent can snap the ball.
Yeah.
So that's 5 seconds. Not saying that everybody will be able to do it that quick, and there are going to be people that can do it quicker. Like I already know that. Like I saw some of the adjustments guys were making, like young Kiv. Guy's got young in his.
He's got
name.
young fingers.
He's got young phalanges, right? But try it. Don't look at it. What I ask everybody in the chat, if you want to be a better player, I know it seems complicated. There's a lot of things going on there. We can put the setup in the chat for this cover 2 hawk. We're going to call it the cover 2 hawk, by the way.
I like that.
We're going to call it the hawk. And so then from there, We'll put the setup in the chat for you guys. But what I would ask is try it and see if you get the results. Because you know what makes you want to do these things? What makes you want to do these?
When you get a pick.
When you get a stop, or when think of the frustration you face when someone just runs corner strike on you all game. You're like, gosh, dang it, I go to cover 2 man and he beats me. Then I go to cover 2 and he beats me. Well, unfortunately, this play doesn't completely exist organically in the game, but you can make it, and it's going to give you success. So if you have success with it, I ask that you try it. Just try it. If you can't get it done, then at least you tried it, and then we'll go from there. And then maybe you only do one side, like you said.
Yes, yes, indeed. All right, that is an adjustments rant from S. Gibbs. He's good for one every couple weeks, but you really should be. Like, you should flashcards. We list a lot of the setups.
I'm putting setups now.
Twitch.tv/Madden Tips. Underneath, there's a blitz setup. There's QB sneak defensive setup. There's cover 2 hawk setups. So you should check us out on Twitch. Not to mention, Dibs is flying in blitzes in the Twitch chat during this. So, like, you really should be here to chat if you're watching on YouTube. Make sure you head on over and hit the follow button while you're here. All right, we are going to jump into the next question in the mailbag and break it down. So this one is from Goes Madden. He wants to know, why do I stink at field goals? Goes Madden was a competitor in the challenge last week. Very good player, but he did miss multiple field goal attempts. Three during his run, which is now ended, but it was a valiant effort by him. So a couple notes on field goals, which I'll go over for you right here. Number one thing, I think Goes was playing on a large 60-inch television, and you would much rather play on a monitor. You want to eliminate any potential lag between, your game space. Like, if I'm playing through a capture card, like, I don't really want to be playing through a capture card. I want to play as live, as close, as less lag as possible. I use a computer monitor more so than a TV. I don't sit back on a couch. I sit up in a computer chair and I stare at the screen. So that's tip number one. Number two is, if you don't have to kick full power, don't. So if I do that, it's a 47-yard field goal. Is that going to get me there? Yes. Because if I try and go full power, the forgiveness of my accuracy, so boom. So like right there, because I went further up, any variation left or right below the A is going to make it go off left or right more. Whereas like a lot of people, when they kick extra points, they don't need to go full power. You can simply do this. You can do this for extra points. That's enough power. Look how much bigger the window is. The variance goes off less, and you just are a lot better off doing it that way. So let me try and miss on purpose. So like right there, I did not have a very accurate kick, but since I didn't put a lot of power underneath it, it's still gonna go in. And I'll try and miss with the same variance, but with more power. That was less. Still went through. Let me try one more here. But this is something that you definitely don't want to overdo. Still went through, so we're good. But the lower power you go, the less, the more risk you can have. The other thing is just practice. In Goes, like, I know people haven't really missed field goals before in the games in a while, probably since Madden 11. But the left stick is tough. Like, you got to make sure you're good. If obviously in draft champions you don't necessarily get a kicker, but if you don't spend on a kicker, remember when D Jones took like Vinatieri and everyone laughed at D Jones, like ha ha ha.
He didn't have to kick, but like kind of smart.
Yeah, he took a kicker. He paid up for a big kicker and salary cap, and the accuracy actually does matter. Before, I used to always just go kick power, but now you got to kind of consider it. And the other thing is just get your reps in. Like, it is a big game.
Pay attention is my tip.
Yeah.
Because I miss extra points all the time. And it's because I have a terrible habit of like, you know how like I always get on you for like, oh, you're not paying attention.
Right.
I do it consistently on extra points because for a decade I've never paid attention to kicking extra point. Like I would literally just do this. Like I would just
tap. Yeah. Flick. Not even
I think that like that training of how we play Madden for all these years, potential for some of us, maybe it could be the result. I would just say pay attention. Pay attention, and you know what? We say 100 user catches before bed.
Right.
Kick 100 field goals before bed.
I mean, before a big
serious.
tournament, like, you should kick some field goals.
If you're Goes Madden, and he's in the chat, I believe, right? If you're Goes, you're telling me that you're out here competing to be a professional Madden player. You're out here competing for all this guap on the line. You're telling me that it's serious, like you, for all intents and purposes, you were knocked out of the tournament because he missed the field goals.
Right.
Like, that's not a knock. It's just like that's what happened, right? 100 field goals before bed, or like 100 field goals to the day. Like, I'm dead serious about that. Like, it's not a joke. It's funny because we laugh about like, oh, like literally, if you have concern about it, like, what would a professional do?
Also,
what would a professional athlete do? They'd get out and practice their craft.
When the Lions kicker hit a 58-yard field goal, and an exercise we go over every single year is how far can I kick a field goal with the game on the line?
Yeah. Does anybody know?
Like,
gotta know.
is this far enough? No, this is probably not going to go, and it's going to come up just short. But is this kick possible if I had hit it full power? So now you got to go into instant replay because it's hard to tell if it went in or not. You got to look at the kick power of the kicker, the distance. So that indeed was
Good. That was good.
That was good. So now I got
His max is 58 probably. Well, you could maybe overkick it.
right. So now I got to go back a yard and kick it again.
About 2 yards.
Where I can get it,
yards.
and then I got to know if I don't hit it perfectly in the middle, left or
59.
right.
Let's see.
Like left or right
And you got 2-mile-an-hour wind in your face.
in my face. If I don't hit it perfect, that will vary how far it goes. Because if it travels to the left or to the right, it actually loses yards a little bit.
Okay.
So that was short.
But you didn't hit that dead center, and you didn't hit it full power.
Correct. So there's this. So I mean, I've sat here and done this all day.
A little bit to the right. You have to.
You know, in the guidebook, I put like kick power plus yardage in perfect conditions. I think weather can affect kicks this year, potentially. Obviously, the wind's huge. Like that one's not a good one in any
That's
way.
gonna
But
Go try full power.
try full mayonnaise. Let's see if we
Full
can.
full patty mayonnaise.
Patty mayonnaise. It's tough.
Nope.
And you can overkick, so
You can
there's
overkick,
a lot
yeah.
to consider when you.
I think you can get this with full power if it's perfect. I think so. That's pretty close.
Is that full power or is right on the white full power? That's my question.
Don't know. I think you got it.
Oh, so that's his max. That's
No,
almost.
you didn't nail it dead center.
That's
of the
nearly his max.
You didn't
though.
nail it dead center of the accuracy though.
So you could hit 59 if
I think you could hit 59 if you pipe it right in the middle.
you know.
Yeah.
So think about that. All right, here we go. Next question in the mailbag.
And real talk, getting iced. But that's something you can practice.
Right.
You can practice
and Zan
getting
has
iced.
a video on not getting iced.
Right.
So you should check that out too. All right. Next one. We went over these guys. Gibbs. We obviously have D Jones joining us and Duke in California for the Madden Classic.
Yeah, we're still waiting for official confirmation of all 16 people, but
Yeah.
this is what we've seen from the weekend.
And
These were the graphics from the weekend.
yes, these
of who
are
played.
much prior, older group stages. These are all the games that we watched. Which was the best matchup that you saw aside from the problem game? Which matchup in the groups was like, oh, I can't wait to see, these guys.
I
go
think the
at it.
best game. I mean, I think the best game was Problem versus Evil Low.
Yeah.
That was the best game. I think because of what was on the line, it was win and get in. Like that's such a cool
Did you see
storyline.
Skimbo
But
play at all?
I didn't get to see Skimbo play at all. He like played
Under the radar, played
under the radar,
fast.
and he went 3-0.
Oh, by
and
the
he
way,
waxed
3-0.
everybody. Oh, by the way, waxed everybody.
Yeah.
Like, shout out to Skimbo for just
Shout
waxing
out to
everybody.
Skimbo. Shout out to D Jones. Those would be the two guys I would give shout outs to, and here's
Yeah.
the reason why, right? Both those guys played a lot of games to get into the first event last year at Madden Bowl.
Yeah.
Skimbo lost in overtime. D Jones lost in the round before. Both guys came back for the championship. They both were like, "Yeah, I've been playing. I've been under the radar. I've been fighting hard. I'm not. I want redemption." And then they both struggled in the group stage the second time.
Right.
So they've had to wait a calendar year. They missed their first shot at redemption. People kind of forgot about them.
Yep. People forgot about Skimbo, I think.
Yeah.
But 3-0.
But he's 3-0, and now he's back. And, we'll see what happens. But I felt his pain when he threw the pick. And then...
He threw a pick
But
on
he showed up
his
again.
bread and butter.
Then he has Yeah, he's not mad about it.
No,
But,
you know. If you're gonna lose, you go down with your
Dante
bread.
Culpepper
With
on your
bread.
route.
Yeah.
On your route.
One real quick thing about the other games. I like I said, problem because of the stage, because of his name, because of so many things, was the best game. But for like a pure Madden junkie, I think of the games I saw, Young Kid versus Volterex was just that absolute barn burner. Double OT,
Yeah.
and just the clutch genes that Young Kiv has. I was so impressed with how this guy was able to battle in that game. A game where everything seemed to go against him, and he just made play after play. I mean, it was a 4th and 23, I believe. He ran a dragon speed out for the bread. Unbelievable. Hung in the pocket, getting hit, delivers an absolute dart, first down, comes down, delivers a strike. Like, unbelievable. So good. He just unbelievable.
All right, we got time for one more mailbag question. I'm taking your questions on Twitter. Gibbs, a play concept sheet. We put one out last year in the Brain Trust. Just, if it's cover 2, call smash. If it's man, call mesh. If it's cover 3, call a curl flat corner.
Mm-hmm.
Would all those concepts still apply? Obviously, there's new zones this year, but is there anything that's like, oh man, against cover 2, you should look for the verticals concept? Like, I think a lot of people don't understand that they can go to buy
Take control.
concept over to pass, and you can just get concepts. So
Yeah.
like, I don't know where to find verticals concepts. I don't know where to find a flood concept. Like, which of these are the best and like against the most popular defenses? Basically, that would have changed from last year in any way.
I think it's getting harder and harder to just like
The defenses are muddy.
the defense is tough, man. There's so many adjustments that your opponent can make that like it's really tough to just say, well, if he calls this, I'm going to call this. That doesn't really apply anymore more so at the top levels because your opponents are doing so many different things to change things up on you. Like if you're just going up down the street and playing your buddy,
Yeah.
like and he's just not gonna call anything, like and he's gonna call cover 3.
Right.
Like I would be like tell you to run curl flat corner all game and just throw the corner.
Right.
Or
But
like
if he's going to switch to Mabel,
if you switch to Mabel, no, you'd still be able to get it behind Mabel. It's because it gets deep.
gotcha. Oh, curl flat corner. I thought you meant
Yeah.
like the concept, not like the play.
Or like I tell you to just run them.
Like Texas in the red zone is still going to be good.
Pretty good because it's the trails. The trails
Yeah.
are good. Yeah. In general, look to your tight end. Like in general, if you're just looking for basic tips, your tight end is like a very safe spot to go. Just putting guys on ins and outs. Like I wouldn't even look at concepts because concepts can really get muddied by the zones, and if you don't have a quick, crisp read, it's really difficult. I would tell you to more focus on individual hot routes. Ins and outs and drags are your home base. That is where everything starts. If you can get a foundation of being able to run ins, outs, and drags, that's where everything else opens up. That's how you attack underneath. That's how you make your opponent protect underneath, and then you can then eventually go downfield once they have to start protecting everything underneath.
I like it. I like those ideas right there. We talked about the Raiders' defense. We talked about the Broncos playbook. We gave you guys some more plays. There was a question about that, but yeah, if you're struggling with wide receiver fork, it's a great play. But if somebody locks that up, we'll then go to gun bunch. Go to the single back jumbo. There's a previous breakdown on an earlier TWIM episode that gives you more than just what we ran through, and there's some good plays in there.
Farls, go to gun bunch corner strike again.
Okay.
So RG was in the chat earlier, and he actually flew and he said cover 2 man. For the most part, with buzzes on the outside, we'll lock up corner strike.
Okay.
So let's see. So this is what it would look like. So that's what it would look like, and then user here. I get why. Totally. That's so brilliant. It hurts. That's so smart that it hurts.
Right. And it will stop that.
Well, here's the move, right? I mean, I guess you're like. You do something like that, right? And then you user this guy here. You got 2 hooks.
Right.
You're rushing 2, and then you got buzzing on the outside. Like that is but the problem is then you take away the guy in the halfback and it opens them up. So it's so simple that like it.
He said cloud flat, not buzz.
Cloud flat. Oh, so I gotta go down, and then I gotta go
up.
There you go. Yeah. Okay. Okay, cloud flat. Gotcha. The buzz zone kind of worked though too, but it's so simple that it's brilliant.
Sometimes that's what it is.
RG, the goon.
Sometimes you over.
Guys, I'm gonna throw that one in the chat.
Shout out to RG.
Any cover two, it's any cover or it's any two man under, and then you put a hard flat out there, and then you over the top coverage it, and it turns it into a cloud flat, and then just use it with a blitzing linebacker. That's just a straight goon. Wow.
There it is. Yoinked it.
Wow.
Shout out to RG for flying it in. Flying it in.
You know how simple that is and how angry that makes me?
That you've spent that much resources and time.
Yeah.
I like it though.
That's awesome. RG, my guy.
They're just straight man. Yeah,
Yeah.
That makes sense though. I like
Let's
that.
go.
Here we go.
Cool. All right, let's go over to Twitter real quick here and take a look at the Twitter for questions, because you guys flew in some questions over there.
Mailbag.
Brown's playbook trying to diversify and not be so predictable with gun split close. Suggestions? I mean, you can use the halfback wheel. You can use wide receiver corner. If you want to get out of those formations, you have the third formation in with the shovel option and the halfback base. You can go to that. You have gun bunch. You have no excuse to only stick with the gun split close. Initially, at the start of the year, that halfback power was a good run, so you could stay in the gun split close a little more. Now, if you're not in the Steelers one or the Cardinals one that has the fullback inside in their gun split close, I don't find it as a formation you can be in all the time. I think people know how to slow it down for the most part. I think if you're just playing solo challenges, you could run halfback wheel. Heard Mole say he runs halfback wheel 90% of the time and gets the job done. So there's plenty of adjustments and things you can do off of it, depending on the coverage. But against a human, they'll make adjustments. On the read option pass plays, is there a way to activate the pass if it has hot routes on the play? I'm not sure about the question.
I don't. Yeah.
Like in the Titans playbook, for example, they'll have a read option and they'll have like a read option fake, and then they'll have a read option like screen, and they'll have a read option fake screen. Like you can't just call the screen and then hand off the read option. Like you have to call the read option. So no would be the answer, I guess. So that's what we've got going. I had some Michael Vick footage over on Twitter from 05. This one's from Kermit. He wants to know, how do I read defenses before the snap? So let's just give him a quick overview. The number one thing you want to do, Kermit, is go to the skills trainer. You got to go to the skills trainer. Gibbs, come out and cover 4.
Formation?
Any formation, and we'll run through the coverage tree to kind of give you an idea of what it's going to look like before the snap. So, Kermit, right here, there's one thing you look at. You look at the safeties. And once you look at the safeties, if you see 2 high safeties, it's either cover 2 or cover 4. So how do you know if it's cover 2 or cover 4, Farls? Well, you then look at the outside corners, and since they're back, you know that it's cover 4. Because if it was cover 2, they would be up. So if he audibles to cover 2, I see 2 high safeties. It's either cover 4 or cover 2.
You literally don't see the other corners on the deep part of the field. They're no longer visible.
So now it's cover 2. And it could be cover 2 man, and that's football, right? I got to look right after the snap and see, is it zone or is it man?
It could be cover 2 man, and you tell if it's cover 2 man is if they're in man. Look at the depth that they are right now in cover 2.
Yep.
Now if I play man, notice the depth.
Much tighter.
They're tighter. They're in a press alignment. So now you see 2 high safeties. Now they're press alignment. Now that tells you cover 2 man.
Boom. Now, if it's cover 3 or cover 1, which no one really calls cover 1, here they're aligned in a formation where it makes it look the same, which is good, and that's a great thing about defense, and that's what makes defense in the new Madden so much tougher to read. But generally, you see 1 safety high. That either means cover 3 or cover 1. You got to find the other safety, see which part of the field he's on. He could be in a flat zone. He could be manned up against somebody. And that is basically what you want to go through. Now, you go to the skills trainer, you run through, it takes you through these drills, it points it out. You must do it if you want to get better at the game. The only other real thing you want to look at before the snap is blitzes. So how do you know if someone's blitzing? Well, you don't really know but you can kind of sense it because you'll see some guys move their guys before the snap. If they're slinging guys out wide, if they're crashing their line, if they're doing unique stuff, you can kind of get a much better idea of what they're doing before the snap. So
there's the cover 3, by the way. You can see
so here's cover 3, how it comes out. So, like, say Gibbs takes the guy on the left side of the screen and, like, moves him there and slides him. Like, I know something isn't right with that guy standing, like, where that guy's standing. And so I want to potentially, like, move away from that at the snap of the ball and kind of see, you know, what he might be doing.
Go, Gibbs.
Let's see.
Go, Gibbs.
Defensive turnover right there.
Go, Gibbs.
Send pressure. Madden handed you a gift, Gibbs. Enjoy it. So, this is what you can do. You can kind of see where they stacking people. You know, do you want to slide protect to that side? Do you want to block a halfback and move him over there? Do you want to block a tight end? Do you want to audible? Like, what do you want to do to potentially pick that pressure up? And those are some things to look out for when you're trying to read the defense. Anything else, Gibbs, to add? No. I mean, with Madden this year, it's hard because are you in cover 3?
Yeah.
So show me what you got. So you have curl flats, or you have hook curls. Like, some of these plays, they'll have seam flats. Some of them
tough.
will have. So, like, after the snap, you still gotta make a read. Like, if somebody's tracking Virgil Green here up the seam, then you gotta know you can't really throw it to him if they turn and their zones start to play man-style coverage. And then you gotta know, be smart, get rid of the ball. But that's all the pre-snap stuff you just asked about. Post-snap, you know, there's other things to consider, like, you know, this looks like
cover 3, but it's actually cover 1.
But say it's cover 1 or cover 0. You got, so like right after the snap, I'll tell you what I see. Okay, the slot, yep, Y. So right there, I noticed that Y was getting followed by his defender. So then I instantly know it's man, and then I know what type of man it is because of the way it was lined up before the snap. Right there, right when he breaks, I go, okay, I know what this is, and now I know I have those routes coming back across the middle, and so then my brain goes, it's man. Okay, well, what beats man? Drag. I have another drag. Boom, hit it, and make a play. So that's the purpose. What else, Gibbs?
That's about
pretty much it.
Yep.
All right. Guys, remember, you can submit your questions every week over here on Twitch. Get them broken down live, and we'll enjoy breaking them down for you. Now, for the game of the week, we've got some options. S. Gibbs claims he can beat the computer. Pick City.
I claim that.
You claim you can beat.
When
the
did
computer.
I say that?
I'll get it on all Madden.
Show me the tape.
Or you can play Ultimate Team, or you can play Draft Champions. It's up to you. However you want to lose.
I'd like to get on the paddles with your squad, play a game against someone online.
Let's see who's in the chat. Who's in the chat on Xbox right now at Ultimate Team? Who wants a game? We lost to Cal Cruel. Who is on Xbox Mutt right now and wants to beat S. Gibbs, who is soft?
Whoa. Gibbs Ganda. Soft?
That's what they said.
Draft champs? Should we do draft champs? Do we do draft champs?
Is Goes Madden on? We need you on fast though, Goes.
Goes need you fast.
Need you fast, bro.
We'll play it, and you got to miss your field goals if you're gonna play. Goes Madden is a real opponent. Goes just made it to the.
Do you want to use this one or this one?
I want the best controller you got.
The best paddle we got.
I want the best paddle you got. Can I sign into my account? Nope, guess not.
Do you want to play your team?
Nope, guess I can't. So.
How do we not have your account on here?
Don't know.
Did you delete your account off my thing because you claim I stole your right tackle?
You did take my right tackle.
Which is not true.
Now I got to use your team. Ain't nobody want to use it.
I got a good squad though.
Do you?
No, I don't actually have the newest items, but I tried. Seeing what we can do. All right, so Goes can't play, so
okay.
We're
just gonna lock in.
Let's see who's in Mutt.
It's gonna play. We're gonna lock into a game online.
All right, if you're in Mutt right now, get to the play call screen and get ready to go.
Is your team optimized?
Yeah, it should be. Playbooks.
What playbook are you using?
Let's see, playbooks.
Browns. That's what you're using. You're not using the real O? The O of the people?
The Bengals?
Broncos.
Gibbs, when a team wins the Super Bowl the year before and becomes the bandwagon squad, I don't instantly change.
Oh, you go Browns. You go Browns.
Yeah, I run a team with the people who I understand, and I'm their advocate. People with dirt under the fingernails.
Yeah,
Browns fans.
You mean like how I'm using the Raiders, D?
Raiders are kind of good this year.
Oh, yeah, okay.
You know? BX Blackout?
We're going. I would say the best chance is to just go right in.
Just hit head to head. Searching in 5 seconds. You got to make sure you go head to head, and then you got to make sure
Lineup is with the new lineup.
New lineup. Yes.
The problem is you're gonna forget later.
That's fine. I'll win games no matter what.
You will?
Divine, I am taking questions right now. Just ask it in the chat though.
Broncos, Raiders. Lock it in. No, you lock it in.
No, you lock it up.
Marcel Reese.
Sorry, I don't have every item. What do you want me to do?
You do have every item. Your team's a 91 overall.
That's not every item.
In fact, your team is better than mine.
That's not every item.
In fact, your team is better.
Do you see a Des Bryant?
My team
Do you
is.
see a Donovan McNabb?
My team is a 90 overall.
Do you see a JJ Watt?
You have McNair, who's better than the McNabb.
False.
He's got conductor, better.
False.
It's not true. Not false. Who did we got?
The kid Reese wants to know, how can I get that gun bunch quad scheme?
Pretty sure there's a YouTube. There's got to be a YouTube video.
We broke it down on.
It's all on YouTube.
An earlier TWIM. I'll find you a link if
It's
you
all
email
on,
me,
yeah.
but you can definitely find it on YouTube.com/ZFarls, YouTube.com/SGibbs.
Can you give me more of the desk in this game?
Can't, man. I just can't. Sorry. Tough break.
I don't know how I put up with him for the past
McNabb
decade.
is much better than McNair. The BCA Aaron Rodgers, who I don't have, is better. That's what everyone's saying.
BCA Rodgers with conductor is the best quarterback in the game.
Please explain touch passing and when you use it. So,
Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis,
AZ
ready for this
42?
Madden Ultimate Team
Touch
matchup as you get a peek
how it works
at some of the big
is
players in today's
you double
game,
tap
and
the
you're a
button
big player in today's game
you
as
want to
well.
touch pass.
Let's get the party
You'd
started.
think it's supposed to do medium between bullet and lob, but it does a little more towards a lob. It's good if a guy's running at an angle. Any sort of angle.
Justin Tucker set to boom this one away.
Yes,
and
of course,
here we
with the job,
go. We're
absolutely
underway
take
in
down.
Madden
You just
Ultimate
walked
Team.
that.
That'll be taken
No,
in the
you
end
just-
zone.
I just walked
And
you.
no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard
line.
line.
Game ball.
Up or down, down. Oh yeah, it's wicked loud.
OBS is kind of good, huh? Right?
Yeah, not bad.
Patrick Peters on the outside. That's.
I took the chat down for you. Let me break down those questions one more time here. Okay, so a touch pass. How a touch pass works is you have a lob pass and you have a bullet pass. You have the difference between a lob and a bullet pass as is in the middle is kind of a touch pass. Now it's a little more towards a lob than a bullet, I think, but if at any point a guy's running like a horizontal route, but not a vertical route, but more of like a horizontal vertical route, you want to double tap, and then you can drop it over the top. So like that slant right there, you want
Yick it.
you want to throw a touch pass there if that guy wasn't there, rather than a bullet, because a bullet, the guy behind him could catch it. But if you're faster and you throw a lob over the top, you can definitely drop it in the bucket. It's that type of throw.
Drop it in the bucket.
I also personally throw it on lob streaks downfield. I don't just lob it, I actually double tap a lot of the time, because I find that you rarely throw inaccurate passes on touch passes, and I like to do that. I find that much better. As a man of the people, the man of the people, I'm a little disappointed that no one in the chat wanted a slice of the S. Gibbs for a game. They wanted draft champs. They want, come on. Ooh, draw play. Horrible run fill right there.
Good call, though. I like that.
I love the call. It fooled you.
Melvin, I don't know any of your guys.
Melvin Ingram?
I don't. Yeah, like you got so many good guys, like I don't recognize them.
Oh.
I really don't.
Oh.
I really don't.
Okay. Okay, Gibbs. I see how it is. That's cool. Yeah, Divine. I have a tip on it from last year. I mean, the tip still stands. I know it's.
He just stiff-armed Urlacher twice.
That was so mean. That's the 85 damage.
That's bananas.
With not activated chemistry.
Wow.
Do I value spec catch or catching traffic more for a jump ball receiver? FH, man, I don't even know. I think catching traffic, only because the better receivers I've used this year have been catching traffic. Like Tim Brown and Marvin Harrison are better than Odell Beckham for me this year. But, I mean, if they swat button, it doesn't matter if they have a high spec or, like, you know. I do like a good Kelvin Benjamin, though, getting back to the ball. I did do Team of the Week 10 reviews, Chase. You can check it on YouTube. Should you use a different running back for passes? He asked, how's Team of the Week Bruce Irvin? He's all right. Jay Fuller, why do the snaps on draws go so high? Because they have bad snaps. Looks realistic, but definitely something I don't personally love just because I want good snaps. I want good snaps. You see those on play action too.
People, man of the people. I'm out here singing, man of the people.
Chat, I'll never sing.
It's not true.
I'll sing sometimes, but not like Gibbs. 3rd and 5. He's got Jordan Reed in the slot. Oh, wow. Underneath. A little offense here. Struggling to use the middle linebacker. So many almost missed plays. Divine, I mean, that's a feeling I've had a lot in this year's game. Like, I've struggled to get to the exact spot I want to be at, but you know, it's still worth it. Like, user in the MLB, you can only make one play. You can take away 2 routes. Like, you can follow and then drop off. You can get depth. It's a lot harder. It's tougher. It's tougher. You can't make 12 plays with a middle linebacker like you used to. But you just kind of want to think, did I get fooled because of the buttons? Like, these are the questions you should ask yourself. 1, did I get fooled because of the buttons? Like, I just made a bad play? Or did I get fooled because of the concept? I thought he was going to run a drag, but he ran a zig. I thought he was going to run a post, but he ran this. Did you get fooled because of your brain or because of your hands? And once you start to get more of that, like, oh, I thought this formation, that this route was going to happen, you'll get much, much better. The Dolphins playbook, I did break it down, Magic City. I don't love it, but I think I'd rather use the Titans than the Dolphins or the Vikings than the Dolphins. I think they all have somewhat similar tendencies. Or you could use the 49ers playbook.
Locked. Come on.
Is this guy going to go for it?
Probably.
4th and goal. He's taking the 3. The zebra. What was your defense there?
That guy. Our bro.
The Icon 3D?
Our bro.
Which I think is Kiv's defense.
That's Kiv's defense?
I think so.
Really?
No.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah.
I had no idea. I saw it on a YouTube comment. I was like, how would I know this?
Right. Icon.
Tucson Mike, I do, you know, I like to play an aggressive style. If it's, you know, if I think I can get it, I go for it. Martian 710, thanks again for the hype. The Rams offense, yeah, it's one of the better books in the game.
T-Rod.
Their gun snubs, their gun bunch. You got T-Rod, you got Rose Bowl, you got lots of guys who run
Rose Bowl, sorry.
really well. Some good routes in there. I think Zan has a couple plays in there. Good deep hitting routes. Definitely check it out.
You know the move. We come out in trio. Farls. We read the defense. What are they giving to us? Okay.
Oh, he's giving you up the middle. This guy wants you to run the ball.
Okay.
This guy wants you to run the ball. Or pass it. Oh, and cribbit. See, that's not the 93 speed Brandon Cooks.
That's true.
Some people.
But you see how you make the adjustment there. He slid guys in.
That's pretty nice.
Downfield,
how can I swap the ball away? It's one-on-one. My landing calls doesn't jump. You gotta hold the swap button. Hold the swap button. Hold X. Never tap a button in this game. Hold buttons. And you won't get like a free form SWAT. You'll get a
free form Flatbread Friday?
SWAT animation.
So I went on down to big.
The I form tight.
I went on down to big.
I don't think we broke down the defense Gibbs is using.
Ooh. And then I said I got the man of the people.
2nd and 1.
My
Gibbs is in the red zone.
My red zone play, diabolical.
This is a good play. We gave this play away a couple TWIMs ago. Tight use slot. Check it out on YouTube. It's on the archive. It's going to go to Randy Moss or probably Moss. Cash money right
It's just so good.
It is good.
It's just so good.
It is good.
It's just,
Is Gun Bunch Week the best pass
Look at that.
information in
That's
the game?
full power, just so you know. Just so you're aware, that's full power.
Is Gun Bunch Week the best
Yeah.
playbook in the game?
It's the best formation.
I have a question.
What?
You say you're the man of the people.
Yeah?
Okay, hang on. Let me answer the chat question first. Is the Vikings defense any good? Yes, they have 46, I think.
Yeah.
How do... Is Gun Bunch weak? We already... yeah, probably. There was one other question. Okay. For the chat people who are S. Gibbs people, and they love it when S. Gibbs gets on farls for lazy setups and putting the controller down and not being able to hit the little motion out guy. How does S. Gibbs get off the hook when he just kicked an extra point full power after basically a tip where we said not to do that?
You can't.
How does S. Gibbs get off the hook when he continuously?
Because you don't understand what I do.
Continuously. I'm talking to the chat. I'm not discussing
No,
stuff.
you don't understand the
no,
strategy
no,
behind it. That's fact.
No. Why does S. Gibbs continuously get off the hook when he doesn't cover up the ball and then he fumbles and then he complains about it? Why does S. Gibbs get let off the hook
Oh yeah.
when he continuously mismanages the clock?
Not true.
Continually. He doesn't stay up late at bed at night and go through flashcards of post-game situations.
I don't.
No, he doesn't. How does he get off the hook for that? I get on the hook for setups, which are extremely complicated, and you yell at people and you're not a great coach. Yet you continuously don't execute on the field at the highest level. You continue to make the same mistakes over and over and over. But nobody rides the Gibbs. I disagree. If you're thinking about voting for S. Gibbs for Man of the People, I think there's two sides to this story here, folks. He's uncoachable.
That's just heater. That's just, you know why? Because I bring him that. That's why. I bring the absolute heat. Bring him the heat, 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 bring him the heat.
You were first sacked, though. You didn't rush anybody. You got to block shit off the edge. So, what's that
That was
about?
passive pressure. At that time I sent 6, 2 free off the right edge. What? What do you want? What do you want from me?
I mean, does it take chops to blitz on 3rd and 27?
I don't know. You should try blitzing, then maybe you'd know.
I do.
He's not in these streets with us.
This
He's
guy's
not
pandering.
He's not in these streets with us, boys. Oh yeah.
Come on. I don't know about that.
That's just a dot.
This Cook's route's kind of good.
Yeah, that's why I invented it.
The bubble screen,
Yeah, it's so tough.
pretty good.
You read, what are they giving me? Okay, is he gonna not take it away? Okay, fine, just keep giving it to me. Don't be dumb. Like, just...
If you're wondering what S. Gibbs is running on offense, if you go back, I think, to TWIM 208 or 209, there's a Broncos offensive scheme. We actually ran it on the game of the week. He coached me through it. It talks about the single back formation, the bubble screen, everything you need to know about how to run this if you're not following it. But it's pretty easy. You either run it or you run the screen. Like,
That's
it
tough.
just depends what it is.
It's just tough. I'm from the streets. I'm from the streets. I'm out here running single back trio. I always work on my kicks so that I am always focusing on kicking full power. That's what excellence is. That's what excellence is.
You are not from the streets.
I'm from the streets.
You have bad habits.
Bad habits. I'm from the streets of Madden.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yep. You're not out in these streets waking up at 2:30 in the morning practicing lab sessions, practicing setups. You don't dream setups and then just go and try them. You don't do that. You're
I did.
People. When?
On an airplane. Yep. I did. Yep. Yep. On an airplane one time.
And that's exactly it. See?
No, one time on an airplane.
Do you see a privileged folk? He did it one time on an airplane. Okay, you're not in these mean streets. Had to work the next day, 2:30 in the morning. Pop up, do a video.
S. Gibbs, how many?
Yes, Farls. Thank you. What? What, Farls? The proof's in the pudding. It exists. Go look up the Madden TV episodes like 75.5. 2:45 in the morning. Kid had to wake up, go answer phone calls the next day. Guess who was out grinding because he just dreamed the setup, wanted to go up and try it, and he gave it to the people. Man of the people did.
You're a nightmare.
Got nothing to say.
Not from the streets. I have a lot to say, but I'm going to be very presidential.
From the Madden streets.
And not. The people know. The fact checkers know.
There's no fact checker.
No. I'm not some Madden high society screen pass. You hate screen passes. You want to ban screen passes.
I don't want to ban screen passes.
You hate them.
I don't hate screen passes.
You hate screen passes.
I have built many offenses around screen passes. Yes, I have.
You hate them.
No, I don't.
That irked you right there.
No, it didn't.
Yes, it did.
No, it
You
didn't.
can't deny it. You saw the line leak to the right. You're like, oh no, God, screen pass.
Man him up. Great play by S. Gibbs. Man him up.
Broken tackle.
Great adjustment.
Cost him yards. He's gonna quit if he doesn't get this. You know this.
Watch, he wants to go here. Oh, I was just shy.
Dot.
Just shy. I knew he wanted. But
Don't let this guy lie to you. Not only does he not like screen passes, he doesn't like people that run screen passes.
it's not true.
I think it's TWIM 85. I don't know.
Okay.
The fact checkers are still looking into it. They take a lot of time.
That's why you man out the post. Right
Pretty
there.
good. Farls, do you do any adjustments with the 3-3-5 wide cover 4 show 2 Foxborough? Yes, I bring the safeties down because they're the run fit guys. Other than that, and just make sure that they're wide. Other than that, I don't really. Sometimes I take the guys who are in seam flats and put them in curl flats because that defense is bad against corner strike and bad against corner routes because the seam flat doesn't play the corner route. So like depending on what it is, I'll drop.
Okay, hold on.
The other thing I do is there's 4 people rushing on the line. And then these two. This is like Von Miller and this is like Melvin Ingram. I'll take one of the guys I put into a purple, and then I'll take a guy on the same side and put him in a flat, and that way I have a Mabel if I think they're flooding me to one side. I find that is the best. What I really should be doing if I'm doing those adjustments is not calling that play. I should be calling nickel normal and calling the match Mabel thing we went over. But sometimes I still like to think it's a run defense. Call that. Get the purples out of seam flats into curl flats and then drop one of the blitzers into a flat user the middle there. We got Rockets in the building. Let's go. Bringing some cheer to
Big
the
Rocks.
audience. Thank you very much.
Big Rocks.
Rockets in the house, guys. We do want to go over to Mudhead and talk a little bit about some of the newer items that did come out today or yesterday, actually. There's a new David Johnson. The David Johnson has 91 speed, He's a draft champions item with 89 truck. Now, you don't want to see him at 90, so you get that precision 90 truck, the highest level in the game. He's definitely a truck style back. I love that he has 91 speed for his size. I'm pretty sure he's a good receiver out of the backfield too. With 79 route running, that's pretty solid. I am going to pass. I think the Ezekiel Elliott's better. I mean, we're talking the biggest amounts of coins you could spend right now on this Johnson, on this Elliott. So the fact that the Elliott's a little more elusive, or is a little faster by 1 and a little more agile, I want to see the David Johnson have 90 truck. His next one's going to be ferocious, because if he can get him to 90 agility and then 92 speed, 90 truck, he'll be probably one of the better backs in the game. He's really filling in for Gurley, who's struggled to get more items this year, aside from the color rush. The Chris Harris, I like. He's up to 89 speed, 92, 92, 94 agility is great. I like to see with man coverage the agility more so than the acceleration. And he's got that Denver chemistry, which is super tough. Ron Parker, I love this Ron Parker. I currently use award winner Ron Parker. This is the new draft champs Ron Parker. 85 man, so you could play him in the 4th slot position. 91 speed, 91 zone. Not the best hit power, but that's okay. Not a great tackler either, but he's a play rec machine, and he's a strong safety, which you don't get too many of. Then lastly, the Jordan Reed has 92 route running at tight end. Not a run blocker, but definitely a speed, catching traffic, some of the highest route running aside from the Dallas Clark. I expect to see Jordan Reed in a lot of situations, especially for run corner routes. And then Zach Brown, the linebacker. He's a right outside linebacker with 88 speed, 88 hip power, 82 block shed, just 71 strength, so that's maybe the one downfall, but he still has 92 tackle, and his zone coverage is awesome. 85 zone coverage. So that's right up there with Sean Lee, Thomas Davis, who are at like 89 and 90. But if you need a zone cover guy, you could go to this Brown. You could also use him. He's going to be a little expensive, but this will make the other Browns out there a little cheaper. I think a team of the week was pretty good too. So think about that. What just happened?
Henry just dropped the ball. He just didn't catch it.
People want to see Dak Prescott get another item.
Yeah.
Chris Conley, 92 speed.
Pretty good.
Pretty legit
90 catching
item.
traffic.
90 catching
And he's
traffic
6'3".
on him. Yeah.
He's the second fastest receiver in the game. Same price as the Cooks.
He can
one
have
speed lower.
Who do you prefer, the Cooks or
I like the Cooks. Yeah.
over the Conley?
Yeah.
Just a little more balanced, maybe.
Yeah. So this time he's defended against it, right? But now we're gonna try and dot him downfield.
Okay. Uh-oh. Safety.
Nope. We didn't get the.
Wow, the game bailed you out.
Bailed me out.
Wow.
That's not true.
Gibbs taking a sack. Nobody gets on Gibbs. Oh, it was a great setup though. Yeah, but he
Get a little breathing room here.
basically.
Great setup.
Not a man of the people.
We're gonna dot up.
Not a
We're
man
gonna
of the
dot
people.
up. Ready? Ready? He knows I want to go there.
Do we have more jet passing plays from the Jets book? No, they have wide receiver
Come on.
fork, right? They have. What else does the Jets playbook have? Anything? I gotta go back.
Bunch
through
quads.
it. They have bunch quads still.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And it's got a good gun bunch.
To go. If you stay in gun bunch quads, the fork, you should be in business. 4th and 3, Gibbs going to gun bunch. Corner strike. Looks like it could be mid blitz. Let's see. Yeah, Marvin Harrison. He had the flat, but that's okay.
We're going down to big. It was first. It was I had the ball in the 1, Martian.
Off the left side, block shed. Running against the block sheds is tough, man.
He didn't even get block shed. He just didn't get touched.
It's tough. It's tough out there. NVME, can you share some of your favorite plays with Shane Colts? The Levy item, the new Levy items I know some people like his base item. It's a little slow for me, but I know he plays pretty well generally. I didn't really see if it was quite the guy.
Here being the man of the people.
I like the Percy Harvin.
Man of the people.
Ooh. Randy Moss. I know. Does the Julio Jones let you down at all?
Sometimes. Not really. He plays well, but the Moss.
He might be my first.
Moss has been good, man.
The Moss.
I'm out here singing.
All right. Let's see if he went cover 2. Let's see if he went cover 0. Why don't you just bomb a streak to Moss? For the fans. No. Call hurry up. Call hurry up. Bomb a streak to Moss.
Why?
Because you're going to get a touchdown. Bomb a streak to Moss. For the chat.
Oh, that's not how it works.
It's. If he. Okay, now it's not going to work. Screen pass? After all those things you said, you hypocrite.
I told you I run screens.
You're a hypocrite.
What? Is that what you call your brother? That's pretty good.
You're a hypocrite. That's somebody that says one thing, like they hate screen passes, and then you catch them running a screen pass. You're a hypocrite.
I don't think you understand how that works.
Armani Brown, how do you learn from your losses? I think the biggest thing that you can learn from a loss is what gives you trouble. So if you win 5 in a row and you're facing people that are running cover 2 zone and it's not a problem for you, and then you face a guy who all of a sudden is still playing cover 2, but he's like doing something different, or he switched to cover 2 man and all game you got to beat man, and you're like, man, this is a struggle. Even if you eke it out, you should know, like, well, that's a warning sign. If some guy plays man against me, I'm gonna struggle if I want to run this offense that I've been running. The other thing is, like, if you win a lot of games, you get, see? You get, like, lazy.
Yeah.
Where I throw the flat route on gun split close. I throw that flat route to the halfback all the time. All the time. And then I play somebody good, and somebody's gonna take it away. And I win a bunch of games, and then it's 1st and 10. And I'm just in the rhythm of like, yeah, this is what I'm gonna do. 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 And then somebody,
No way.
and then somebody like takes that away and stops me or whatever. When I first went into that gun split close scheme, I might have had 7 plays. I might have had like 7 plays, different setups. But right now I have like 2 plays because like whatever works, you just use more of. And if you're winning games easily, then you don't have to like stretch yourself and go to that 4th setup on 3rd and 8 when you need the game on the line. Like you don't ever get there. So then like when the game is on the line, you're like, I haven't called that play in 2 weeks. And so that's where losses can hurt, and then that reminds you, like, oh, I need to go. Like, I haven't called wide receiver fork in a long time, and it's a good play, but it's just like you don't.
Balls out. Yep. Thank you.
You're gonna win this game with your defense. Classic Gribbs. You think you're in the streets, and you think I'm. Madden elitist. I don't like that. Ooh!
Okay.
The lumber.
Okay.
That's Blount, right?
Big hit. Big time hit that kid.
190 rush yards. Underneath, drag.
Play. Played underneath.
9 for 11 right now with McNair. 2 picks. One's with that. Still counts. Gibbs. Still counts. What's up, Korsma? How you doing, man? Thank you very much for the sub-hype course. Let's get him some choo-choos in there.
Choo-choo. I'm talking about the man of people.
Julio Jones, 3rd and 12. Oh! No sack fumble.
Just.
Go for it.
Huh?
Go for it.
No, I'm kicking a field goal.
Go for it.
No, you. Yeah?
You missed it.
That's not true.
Wow, bailed out again.
Bailed out by what?
S. Gibbs.
By what?
You proud of yourself?
Yeah. I made the field goal. I'm very proud of myself. Thank you. What?
To lab on offense and defense, you need 2 controllers.
Don't pull goes. It's quickly going to become a thing.
How did that go in?
Because it was a great kick.
See?
What?
The chat's like,
Bailed out. Oh, okay.
yeah. How did that go in? I don't know. Something's sketchy here. Maybe because we've got a good kicker. Because I invested in those skill positions, like kicker. Derrick Henry. He's good for this guy. He's not that good for me.
I think some games
He just crushes.
yeah.
This guy's hanging in there. Got some reps. Drag fork. I love that play.
Good play.
Doesn't that art look great? I've ran it a couple times, threw a pick every time. But I love the way it looks. I guarantee it. Ooh, little screen pass. I wanted him to hurdle you. Want him to hurdle you real bad right there. 17-6. This guy's got 2 field
He
goals.
audible to a run, I think.
So run commit. Tough guy. No chops. You tell me you couldn't run commit and giving up a touchdown also? No chops.
Yeah. Play.
Is that Ron Parker?
Yep.
He got dotted on.
He's going for it.
What play did you pick right there?
Cover 4.
How'd you pick it? He was gonna try and scramble.
So the move there. Man up those guys because I figured he was going to slant and I moved him in so they would stay inside of him.
Yeah.
That was my thought.
This guy's got 3 timeouts.
He does.
Are you gonna run the ball, go into a little shell?
I do what works.
Are you Bill Belichick? Is that a Bill Belichick quote?
I do what works.
Take a big hit. Oh no. That's where S. Gibbs goes down to the I-form
I went
play,
on down.
to his baby shell.
I went on down. To big.
Zebra. Great defense. No Derrick Henry, 14 broken tackles for Gibbs.
Good play.
Sad face.
I went on down.
S. Gibbs here, 17-12. He's leading Zebra. 2nd and 13. Minute 29 to go.
I went on down. To
Gun tight formation.
big.
Threw a pick. And now he is
Tough play.
at risk against that cover 4. Threw the pick. Minute 22 to go. Are you calling that an overthrow?
He didn't throw it where I needed him to, so it was just a bad throw. Didn't get what I needed to get.
So S. Gibbs, once again, poor execution. Minute 22 left in this one. 1st and 10. Only a 5-point lead. He did hold him on the 2-point conversion earlier in the game. That makes him need more than a field goal.
More than a field
goal.
What are the odds? What are the odds?
Oh, good track. Now, Gibbs stuck on a D lineman. Henry gets out of bounds, but I feel like he should have maybe taken on the tackler right there. 3rd and 7. Minute 15. Zebra trying to get across midfield here. Down 5 against Gibbs. He's got the drag, but the pressure gets in off the left edge, and we're going to have the game on the line right here on 4th and 7. 2-4-5 even. What are you going to do, Gibbs? Gas him up, or are you going to play coverage? guy only has 7 seconds left on the play clock, ticking down. Game on the line here. Hangs on in traffic. Minute 5 to go. Aaron Rodgers, 16 of 25. Cook. Down. Hands off. No. Play action. Throws directly at the user. Like, could not have thrown at any more at the user. S. Gibbs choosing not to use her. Brian Urlacher with hot hands. Almost would have ensured an interception in that situation. Instead, user and a guy with not hot hands, cold hands, some might say. And drops the pick. Couldn't seal the victory. Tough break right there for Gibbs. And you know what happens after a drop turnover. Almost always a touchdown. Let's see if that happens. It almost does. 17-27, 3rd and 2, 45 seconds to go. 5 wide. Manned up. Pressure right side. Nano detected. Gibbs. Dot. Urlacher. The hot hands pick. And Gibbs' opponent right there really could have used one of his 2 timeouts because he's not going to have enough time to stop the clock right here.
It was more than a feeling.
Wow. There's no way that Gibbs can get a first down here. Zebra has him totally locked.
It's more than a feeling.
Wow. And the game bails out. S. Gibbs.
Oh, yeah, it bails me out. Okay.
It just bailed you out.
It's more than a feeling.
Now that's chops. Lay down at the 1. Lay down at the 1.
Baby, I said it's
That's
more
chops.
than a feeling.
I'll pound you that.
More than
That's
a
pretty-
feeling.
That's pretty good.
Baby, it's more than a feeling.
The Zebra took his best shot, Gibbs. But you earned your stripes today. I just made that up.
That's so corny, it's bad.
Team of the week, Ingram, Shane Colts. I think he's one of the best options in the game for pass rush players. Super balanced,
Good game,
good run
Zeebs.
stopper.
Good game, Zeebs.
I like that Ingram a lot. He's played really well for me. If you do the right things with him. Sometimes I don't do the right things with him. This guy's taking a knee, or is he going Aaron Rodgers on you, or Ben Roethlisberger? Fake knee, touchdown.
Timeout, get the ball back.
No.
Timeout.
Zebra.
Zebra's a good player.
Zebra's good.
Good player.
S. Gibbs bailed out again.
From what? Great game to Zeebs, man.
You almost went out of bounds. You threw a pick.
So what? Picks happen.
Not in that situation.
Oh my God, there we go. Oh, what's up? Michael? Michelle? Michelle? What's up, dude? Good game.
Good battle right there on the This Week in Madden Game of the Week show number 212, guys. Make sure to follow the channel. We do this every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock.
Wednesday.
You can get your questions broken down live if you drop them in the mailbag right here. Head on over to Twitter or Twitch, and we'll break down your questions each week. Hopefully they help you out. Next week will be a Thanksgiving specific episode. We'll record something special for you guys ahead, and we'll play it back, though, on Wednesday, I believe. If not, we'll just post it on YouTube at this time. So keep an eye out for the Thanksgiving special. It will be, because it won't necessarily be live, it will be something a little more special. So we'll do something good for you.
Faux show.
That is it. I mean, what was the play of the day for you? Like, what did you want to go back and see?
Tone setter. Where's the tone
The
setter?
blitz?
No, the tone setter.
This for green pass?
Tone. Absolutely. Which one was it?
It was like first play of the game, right?
Was it?
Or the Randy Moss.
Tone
red zone.
setter. Absolute tone setter. This I mean, that's why I like this playbook. This is the offense I run until they prove they can stop it. And until they can stop it, then you switch out and you go to the other things. But it allows your opponent to get like a good feel of what you want to do as your main offense. Like this is like a freebie, a cheapie offense. Like a good player is going to adapt to it and they'll be able to stop it. But coming out of a game, like at the start of a game, it's going to work for a drive. It's like the closest thing you can get to a scripted drive. Like Zebra had no problem learning how to stop it over the course of the game, but those first couple drives, worked really well for me, and then I didn't have to get into my real offense until close to the start of the second half.
Indeed.
Tone setter.
Blue Tiger, if you're having trouble with your internet lagging in game, it would definitely be a you thing. Last year, it could have been either party, but this year, I believe it would more likely be your internet if it's lagging. So try and go to speedtest.net and check your speeds, and hopefully that helps you out. Maybe restart your router. I don't know. Keeler, yes, guys, keep an eye out for a message in your Twitch inbox after the game. Martian, Keeler.
Let's go back to that.
How did
pick.
McNair play? I know.
He had that one missed throw. This was a good play. Did you think I was doing this?
No, I didn't think he had the chops. But you proved me wrong, Gribbs.
Gribbs? This is a great play.
This was a good play.
I thought I was going to get out of here, too.
He did it.
He had me beat.
You got detected.
Oh, dude.
Yeah. He had this guy on the left side of the screen, right?
No,
he
right. Comes back.
Right there.
Right there, yeah.
He could have thrown it bullet pass down and in.
Here's the thing. I bet he didn't see it there.
Yeah.
He saw it there, and he was like, okay, I got him.
Yeah.
But then I saw he was going there. I went back.
Ooh.
That's
pretty good. That's spicy. Brian Urlacher. Hot hands. That's pretty tough.
Let's see you know what'd be great is if you could get like a path, like a track assist on like your user, like.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Defensively, the free rusher is just sending pressure off the edge, getting the setup in. We went over a couple blitzes earlier on the show. Keep an eye out for those. There you go. 89 conductor Aaron Rodgers, I like. He's pretty good. All right.
Boom. All right, boys.
Guys, if you have any other questions, let us know. Make sure to follow the channel. If you missed the beginning part of the show, hit up YouTube after in an hour or so, and this will be up. Keep an eye out on your messages, and then look out for some more stuff coming in for next week's episode for Thanksgiving. If we don't talk, I'm sure we will, though. Have a great Thanksgiving.
Have a great turkey day.
We'll talk to you guys soon.
We'll be sending out a lot of probably dumb turkey tweets. Typically, we have the discussion like your favorite turkey. What's your favorite Thanksgiving food?
We'll Periscope.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh well, we're making it ourselves this year. Like we are in for the long haul. It's probably not going to be that good.
That's not good.
Like not like usually what we're used to. You know.
You're saying?
I'm not saying that.
You just said that.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying it's not like.
You're saying those people can't cook.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it's going to be the first try. I'm going to say it's the first try at it. So probably, it might not be top notch.
Highlight saved. Placed in back pocket.
Don't do that.
All right, guys, lock up. I just realized Des Bryant stole this.
What do you mean?
We've been doing the X for 20 years?
We've been doing the X for a long time. Lock up.
Yeah, lock up.
And then Des came on the scene.
It's cool. Like, I don't mind it, but
it's cool that he borrowed it from us.
For real?
Yeah.
We are going to raid another channel, so stay in the chat, and we will host and send you guys somewhere. All right? Follow the channel. We'll talk to you guys soon.